No.
I promise you. So. First of all, Otto, I saw that you've been playing 61 hours of Roblox, so I'm just checking in. Are you doing okay? Because Jesus Christ.
I've not been playing that much.
Discord is telling me different. Discord is telling me something else.
61 hours played this week.
It sounds like you're on it right now, so I'm like...
Yeah,
you're suffering through
withdrawal.
Or...
No. I was playing before y'all session even started.
I don't think that helps your case.
No. Just smile and nod. That's all we gotta say. Anyways.
I just wait to see if I can log as a bit.
This session is probably going to be a bit on the shorter side, half because I've been busy with some developments in my own life, but also because one of our players is not going to be here, and she said that she really wanted to be here for the actual ball itself, which, understandable, because I'm not going to say it's going to be big, but don't get your hopes up. So, this session is sort of a dress rehearsal. You guys can plan what you want to do, you can go shopping, you can do any sort of interaction that you would want to have. It's all up to you. I am not going to really throw much at you guys this session. Okay. I will throw things at you if I need to, but it's only if you really fuck up. So,
I wonder how badly we'd have to fuck up.
Yeah, we'll see. But last session, to remind you, because it has also been a bit since then, you all fought and successfully took down the first shipment of the corrosion that was in the Ace of Spades. Diamond and Joker both kind of helping you, not really doing much, but, they were there. And then you all met this new guy, Bryce, who the fuck is this guy? How did he get here? But apparently he was friends with Maverick, and he's gonna do anything to seek revenge on those that killed her. At the end of last session, you all took a bit of a nap because you guys had a bit of an ouchie, bit of a boo-boo, we could say. So you all wake up the morning after feeling fresh, feeling anew, and feeling that the day is completely yours. You all, just for setting purposes, are still in the church. You can hear from pitter-patters on the roof that it's not animals, it's rain. It seems to be raining outside. You can't find anyone in there. The only movement that's sort of happening is Creed, who is trying to close up the open hole that one of the windows used to be and cleaning up the water that is pouring into the church. But
I wonder how that happened.
I have no idea how that happened. But after that, it is all up to you. So what would you all like to do?
I don't know.
Oh well, continue.
I'm gonna. I was like, Virtue's probably gonna be helping poor Creed with the water situation.
Probably for.
We're like a blind man trying. A poor dude. Oh my god.
He's fine. He's got like daredevil powers.
That doesn't make this any easier on him.
He appreciates the help.
Yes.
While you're helping, he also says to you and just everyone around, he goes, "Oh, since you've been gone, I've been making provisions to the hallway of the dead, trying to make it much safer after last time. So, you can now enter and exit it as you please, but you must carry the Spirit Weaver's lantern at all times. It's next to the entrance."
So that's good to know.
Yes, I've never had anyone try to attack me or anyone I bring into the hallway before. So, best I made some changes.
Yeah, you don't want that happening again.
Precisely.
Huh, that the old idea I had is now suddenly possible.
Interesting.
I think Claire was sitting there just like, changed. Anyways, I'm trying to think. Well, we can do some.
You here?
Well, we can do some shopping. There's been some stores around.
Are you inside of an engine, Ari? What was that noise?
It was outside. Leave me alone.
Back of the trunk.
Back of the truck.
Rose being kidnapped. Gotta get that session though.
Yeah. It's like, hey, kidnapper, can I have my phone just for one thing?
I don't know who'd be stupid.
Hey, make it quick.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just need the next 2 hours free. Thank you. Anyways, I mean, we can go there. We can go shopping.
Need to get ready for the ball, don't we?
I guess.
Let's do some shopping.
This is the wrong sheet. Hold on.
What the fuck?
Out of character, Claire. I remember we bought stuff from Old Man Pete.
Yes, you did.
When was the last time we saw this dude? Like, was it just then, or like has he not been walking the streets since then?
The last time you saw him was when you bought shit from him before.
I guess still alive, and didn't he like fucking die back in the underground thing?
No.
Pete's a special guy.
But I'd probably want to go find Old Man Pete, because technically I did commission him to make something, and you know, I didn't just spend 7 gold not to get that item.
Okay. Otto is venturing off to the haunted marketplace. What are the rest of you going to do?
I guess I'll just follow along as well.
Yeah, I can follow.
See if I see anything fun.
Oh dear. Everything is going wrong in my editing. I'm gonna send you something, Claire. This was an idea I had a while ago, and I know I asked, I was like, is this possible? And then you went, no. And I'm like, oh.
Shit. I guess I said no to something.
Now it is possible. So I'm gonna send you something I had an idea of doing, and then you can decide if it is possible. I'm doing a screenshot, so.
Holy word. Okay, give me a second.
This is also Jordan's reaction.
Holy yapper, Jesus Christ.
Holy smokes.
I'm a writer. Also, this was written late at night, so if there is mistakes, please forgive me. Schizo rambles. You know what? Yeah.
Schizo manifesto.
This was written a while back, when in first step.
I don't know why. Yes, you can do that. I don't know why I was texting back as if it changes things. Yes, you can do that if you wish.
Yippee!
Is that you telling me that that's what you want to do?
Sure.
Okay. We will start with Otto and Rock Crusher. As both of you, can you both make a investigation check, or more Otto if you're the one that's looking for the old man?
was looking for like some shops that sell stuff.
Then you can also roll an investigation check if you wish.
Rolled an 18 on my investigation check.
Okay,
Yay,
okay.
investigation time. If my dice would actually roll. That is a 23.
Okay. As you exit the church, you can definitely feel that the rain is intense. You could say there are people that have like papers covering their head, hoods trying to cover themselves from the rain. It does seem that the rain is helping with the crowd that there used to be. There's not many people out on the streets. However, what you do recognize on the streets as you're walking along all of them is that there are a lot more just things around, a lot more posters, a lot more graffiti, a lot more just like shit all over the ground, people shouting from rooftops, all saying some very interesting things. There are missing people posters and propaganda posters. There's graffiti on the walls, things people are saying, such as, faces lie, blood doesn't, better burn a liar than bury a friend, and if they shift, they die, or things like that sort of nature.
Actually,
I know, thank you. I took a very long time thinking about this. Others, I have a full list. There's Purge the Predators, They Wear Your Skin, Then Take Your Life. Very fun things. Yay! Things like that.
Nice.
But
nice.
through all of that, you do find the marketplace that you were in before. Otto, you see the area that Pete was in. It just seems to be a wooden sort of box where the stand used to be located on, and a little sign taped to it that just says, "Went out of business, sorry."
Jammed.
Yeah, basically.
But
Money's being spent at a casino right now.
if you want to, hey, there is a stand that says gambling practice. Or not gambling practice, it just says for gamblers. There's also Rock Crusher now going to you. You recognize that there seems to be more shops about curses and blessings. There seems to be a tailor, like someone that could tailor an outfit. There isn't a place that you could just buy an outfit, but there is someone that seems to be willing to make one. There also seems to be someone that's willing to bedazzle things, someone that's willing to possibly look at enchanting things. It doesn't look like there's a magic items area, but there's like trinkets, there's a shitload of everything that you could be looking for.
Love a look at the trinkets and magical items.
Okay. You enter just a tent that seems to be a dark purple tent with an older lady behind the desk, and she just goes, "Welcome in, dearie. Look around."
Hello. Just having a look around to see if there's anything that catches my eyes, so to speak.
We got something in here for everyone.
What kind of trinkets and magical items do I see? Is it just like little rocks, or is it?
It
Or
seems
is
to
it big, interesting, dangerous-looking things?
roll another investigation check.
16.
It doesn't seem as though there's a bunch of like big, dangerous, like world changing magic items in here. There do seem to be pretty interesting, like interesting group of very interesting set of items, but definitely not anything world shattering.
I would like to peruse these interesting sets of items.
Okay. Can you roll for me?
Let's go loot table.
This is a very big loot table.
They are, aren't they?
Can you roll a 1d10 for me?
1d10. That will be 3.
Okay, then can you roll a 1d100 for me?
44.
You find amongst just piles and piles of shit a very, very ugly perfume box that releases a monstrous odor from it.
Ooh. How interesting. Is there anything else, or is it just that? Is that the only thing that seems to be of note?
If you'd like to roll again.
Yeah. D10 and then D100 again.
Or you could roll 10d100, but I don't think you'd want to do that.
That would be fun. That's going to be a 4 and 53.
Okay. You find where's my dice? Oh fuck. Guys, I'm not prepared. I was like, oh shit, I need to roll something. You find 60 feet of high strength fishing line.
How fun. Yeah. I'll have one more look.
Here's your hint. You want the higher numbers. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, the first one was a 1 on
Right.
the D10. And then an 80.
You find a ring that seems to be made of white. It's sort of metal. And etched on the inside is a name, Arena.
What can you tell me about this ring, kindly old lady?
Oh, that old thing. I found it by one of the orphanages. Don't ask what I was doing there. It was back in my younger days, about 50 years ago-ish.
Okay. So statute of limitations has passed.
Did you say something, dearie?
No, don't worry. Do you mind if I just sort of take a few minutes and just have a look, just inspect this item?
Go for it. Take all the time you need. But we have a rule that you have to keep your pants on in here. Especially after
Whoa.
last time.
What? What happened last time?
Sounds like a very good policy, madam. I'll just take 10 minutes and just cast Identify as a ritual just on the ring, see if it's got any funk to it.
Okay. In the meantime, Otto, what would you like to do?
Yeah. I'm assuming at the station that has the went out of business, there's nothing there. Like if I walked over and looked like around at it for a minute, there's like nothing, not even any wooden statues or anything.
Make another investigation check.
That will be a 19.
Hold on. My mind is blanking. What was the item that you had commissioned? It was a
The item
statue
it was of Quinn
of Quinn. Okay.
because I remember I saw one that was off, like slightly off, and that one wasn't for sale. So I paid extra to get one commissioned.
You see that on the backside, like going around the old station, there seems to be a little spot inside that you could store some things, like what a box would be used for. And you do see a small little statue in there with a little note next to it that says for Otto. In words you can barely read. barely read, as in maybe like fourth, not even like third grade level writing.
Okay.
But this statue, it seems to be not of Quinn with his suit, with his shaft, with his top hat, standing up straight, like grandiose as he usually is. He doesn't have his shaft, I know, tragic. And he seems to be almost like hunched over slightly animalistically, and you could see sort of spines poking out of his back and almost furry-ish animal-like ears coming out of the sides of his head and claws coming out of his hands. But he's still mostly Quinn. It just
He's a furry.
seems off.
Like shit.
It almost looks like a werewolf transforming. It looks like his body is becoming something else, but you can still tell that it's him.
Yeah, because I remember him having a slight transformation, like way back in the mountains. Could I like compare it to that if I saw any details of that?
Make a history check.
That is. Where's my history? Okay, this is the right sheet. Okay, I had to make sure. History's a 5. That is another 19.
It does seem similar to before, yes. It doesn't seem new. It seems to have gone on much farther than last time. It almost looks like around like his head and his neck is almost developing fur.
Well, he really is a furry. Hey, I wasn't scammed. I'll take it. Is there anything else there, or was it just the note and the statue?
You do see that next to the note and a little bit bleeding onto part of the statue, there seems to be a bit of dried blood.
Ooh. He was working with wood and he's a bit insane, so maybe he had a bit of an accident. I don't know who allowed this man to work with sharp tools, but
If there's a will, there's a
pop
way.
off. Yeah, for real. Alright, yeah, so I'll take that. I'll take the statue. And I guess the note as well. And put them away. I'm trying to think. I think I'm gonna also check out some other stores to see if there's anything better. Like, maybe like a better shield or something.
Okay.
Or better armor. I don't know if this place sells armor.
You can definitely look. Make another investigation check.
Let's go looking. Yay. I got a natural 20.
Wow. Whoa. It does seem that in one of the alleyways in between some of the tents, there seems to be a pop-up shop that just has a wooden board and the ink is sort of melting away because of the rain, but it just says arm yourself. And there's a very sketchy guy with a very, very long trench coat that's sort of just waiting there, tapping his foot.
I don't know how I feel about this. Like, besides obviously him in the trench coat, is there like anything else?
All of the other places, there seems the best you can find is daggers. They're in maybe light armor. It doesn't seem that this is a place known for A, trade, B, marketing and merchandising, and C, it seems that all the places that used to, like, you see stalls that say like weaponry and armory, but they seem to be been completely gutted out.
I don't know if I want to get near that man. When walking a little closer, like within like maybe like 30 feet, do I see anything odd about him or anything around him?
Make a perception check.
Because that's when true sight kicks in, and God for I'll be damned if I get fucking jumped. 17 plus. You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
18.
It seems that he's sort of mumbling to himself and staring at a distant wall while he's like tapping his fingers really fast and his eyes are darting around really quickly. Most people would say that he looks insane, but he does seem to be speaking with a spirit of some kind. You don't recognize the spirit, neither do you recognize the strange man, but he is talking to this spirit.
Can I listen to the conversation they're having?
Make a stealth check.
Yay. Yeah, actually, no, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I'll just do stealth. That will be a 16.
Most of the stuff that he's murmuring to himself is, again, more of the propaganda that everyone else seems to be spewing as well. He does seem to mention, like, you were killed by that'll killer, right, weren't you? Oh, if only we got to get up close next to it. Or maybe it's multiple people, from what our dearest Asriel's wanting to say. Maybe it is multiple people. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's you. Oh, maybe I'll kill myself. Maybe I'm him. Am I the killer? Oh, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. Paranoia, completely.
Yeah, very much paranoia.
He thinks he's him.
For real. I don't think he has much, but I kind of want to investigate more about that spirit. Does the spirit seem to like be having any like kind of reactions, feeding into the delusion, trying to like snap him out of it? Like, is it, or is it just like a dude standing there? It's just like, why do I have to listen to this batshit insane guy?
Definitely more of the latter. It seems to be a younger woman. She's wearing a prostitute's outfit with and smoking some sort of cigarette. And she's rolling her eyes, but she seems to be amused by making this guy paranoid. And so she's like, "Yes, of course. You killed me, don't you remember? You and that other guy. Todd, was it? Oh no, maybe Rick." And
Rick.
spewing God knows what.
I'm starting to think some of the paranoia is from the spirits as well.
Very interesting.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll walk over. You know, seeing how he technically was selling things, even if it's suspicious. Just be like, oh, hello.
You see that he goes, "Ah! Who are you? You shifter? You one of them?" As he sort of fiddles around in his pockets and pulls out a dagger and points it to you.
No, I'm gonna like point to like the watered down sign. Thought you were selling something. Are you not?
Oh. Right. Weapons. Right.
As he puts his dagger back, blade first, into his pocket. You can hear it cutting part of this stuff.
What do you live for?
As he's looking around.
What do you have to offer?
Well, if I show you, you can't be telling anyone. If I find out you did, then I have to cut you.
Okay.
You see, he again looks back and forth, and then pulls open his trench coat, and you see attached, very, very heavy. You see long swords. You see a long bow somehow stashed into there. You see ball bearings. You see rope. You see torches. You see small javelins that you could throw. You see harpoon arrows, but not the actual gun itself. Just all of basic, simple, and some martial weapons. There's no armor, but there are those simple weaponry items and like simple survival items as well.
Yeah. Kind of looking at these, be like, if you don't mind me asking, why is it so secretive for you to be having these? If you're just selling them.
You're from Vaus, aren't you? Did you know? It's illegal to carry weaponry. Everyone does it, of course, but if I'm caught, I'll be executed. Executed in the capital. Become one of those mutts. One of those creatures.
Wow, Rock should have been fucking taken into custody a while ago.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Like, I'm pretty sure all of us are breaking the law right now.
This is an open carry city.
Apparently.
I heard that one time, Governor Asriel was slashed in the face with a great sword. So every time he sees one, he tries to kill him immediately.
Good to know. Can I get any sense? Like, are these just normal, like, no magical involved with these weapons?
Roll an Arcana check.
We love Arcana, I think. Yeah, we like it.
You.
17.
It does not seem like there's anything magical about the items that he has.
I'll probably just get some supplies for later, like some rope and other basic survival needs.
How much money you got?
Not a lot.
How much crystal you got?
How about weed? The good stuff. Pure.
Pure?
Alright.
How much you willing to give me? No. 16 ounces, right now.
Let me see the quality of what you got. Because I know mine is good. I don't know about yours.
You're looking at it? No blood, no rust.
Is there like no imperfections? Like, they're generally like pretty good considering this town standards.
Make a survival check.
I wouldn't fake it out to you. I had to personally grab this long sword right out of the back of someone. Cleaned it up. Cleaned it right up. Not a drop of blood.
What was the thing I was rolling for?
Survival.
Which one was it? Thank you.
This dagger
That's a soft 20.
in someone's eye. Do you see the eye guts? Nah. 'Cause I'm like that.
You see that for this town, they're pretty okay. They'll get the job done.
Yeah, consider I just wanted basic survival things for later down the road. Probably just gonna be like rope and stuff. So yeah, alright, that's fine. I'm gonna like the point to the rope he has, be like, can I hold that for a sec just to see if it's durable? Last thing I need is to use it and I fall down a ravine.
You see he like looks at you really close. And,
Sure. Take it from me.
You can hand it to me. How does that sound?
I'm holding open the trench coat.
You have two hands.
There are 2 parts of a trench coat. Big trench
Does he
coat.
look like he's a? Does he look like he's gonna do anything if I go reaching for it?
You see that he starts to breathe heavier.
I don't know why, but I'm just really getting uncomfortable at this feeling now.
Oh, what the hell?
I'm gonna like go to grab the rope, but I'm gonna be very ready in case he like makes any quick motions.
Just robbed him.
He still breathing heavy. He just, you can hear him mumbling to himself,
Yeah, grab it.
you're the one to choose to walk up to a sketchy guy in a trench coat.
I'm
I know.
uncomfortable right now.
I know I did, but
Would it make you feel better if I said that the trench coat was right next to his ass? Or if the rope is right next to his ass? Or it's lower down on his body. You're not grabbing his ass to get the rope.
okay.
It's attached to the trench coat.
Yeah, okay. So imagine it's attached to the trench coat. It's somewhere not near his body, but obviously it's pulled slightly away. But I imagine it's lower down, obviously.
Precisely.
Okay.
He's gonna like wrap that trench coat around you.
I hope not. Oh my god, how fast Otto
Like
might
a fucking
actually,
sand crab, just hop.
how fast Otto might actually throw hands with somebody. Doesn't. I will kill this person if that happens. There's no. Otto will quickly take the rope without trying not to make any form of contact with the person.
Okay. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Sure. I swear to God, if Otto might get stabbed. You said saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my chest hurts. God. That's going to be an 18.
Well, when you get close enough and like you do that thing, you sort of like snatch it and immediately draw your hand back, and it seems like that was the right move because it does seem that he tries to like let go of the trench coat a bit and hold onto your hand, but you grab through it or you wiggle your way through it, and he goes back to his trench coat acting as if nothing happened. He goes,
Anything else? Anything else for you?
I'm gonna like take the bag out and just hand it to him, like the thing I promised him, and just kind of give it to him and just be like, just I'm gonna go now. I'm leaving. And like, I'm not gonna take my eyes off of him. Like, I don't even hand it to him. I just kind of toss it at him. So if he catches it or not is up to him. I'm just like backing away.
He takes it and then immediately like starts almost getting on all fours and scurrying away like a little rat.
Ugh. Is the spirit still here?
Fuck with this guy.
Right. Okay, Rockrusher. That was an inside thought. The spirit is still there, yes.
When looking at her, does she? What kind? Like, are we talking like one of those prostitutes that make good money and like make themselves look like really presentable? Are we talking about those like kind of rundown prostitutes?
A hooker or an escort?
She does seem to be pretty highly dressed. It seems to be some pretty expensive stuff that she's wearing. Just from like the pearls and the shine of her outfit.
Am I allowed to? Okay, can I telepathically speak with spirits? Because I don't know if it just works with the living. Because it doesn't specify. Yeah, you can only do this with the living.
I will say yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask her telepathically why she's getting a kick out of making that paranoid man more paranoid.
You see her a little bit shocked that you can see her, but she says,
What else am I supposed to do? Become vengeful? It's fun.
I mean, causing a man paranoia can be seen as vengeful.
He's not harming anyone but himself.
Valid. But don't you think that it's gonna grow? His paranoia is gonna affect other people, and then it's just gonna lead to more chaos.
Honey, whatever's already been started, the ball's already gonna roll. I wasn't the one to push it. I'm just watching it roll by. I've already seen the worst of this fucking city.
Can you tell me what happened to you?
And why should I?
I mean, it's not like anyone else is going to, besides other spirits.
Roll a persuasion check.
And that's going to be a 25.
She rolls her eyes slightly, but she says,
I worked at a circus. Then after it shut down, made my money in other ways. Until one night, one of the guys that I was helping decided that that was my last time. It was a shame. He was so handsome. Probably would have gone for seconds.
I'm sorry to hear that it happened.
It's fine. I'd rather be dead than alive with what's going on in this town now.
I mean, from what I'm seeing, yeah, I don't blame you.
Then why are you in this city? I'm stuck here. It's obvious you're not.
I'm here with friends. I'm here to help them.
That's it? You need help, friends?
Yeah. And even though I haven't been here long, there are some friendlier faces.
What do you think? You're gonna walk up to the guy that just tried to grope you and say, "This isn't you." Talk him out?
No, if he had touched me, I would have killed him in a heartbeat.
Good. You're gonna need that.
There's a difference. I know that, and this isn't. It's not friendship is magical here. I know that,
Well, you're gonna need
but
more than friendship to keep you in this city.
I believe it. It's gonna be a lot of work. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Good luck. I'm excited to see once you die.
Ha! Oh, believe me, it's gonna be one hell of a time for someone to try and kill me.
she kind of gets a little bit of an ick, and she's like,
Okay, brag much, but what, you do you.
I die really cool.
I mean, when you've died almost, I've almost died several times. Died already once, so
Yeah, and I
Hey,
feel
babe.
like
what
I
can I
die
say?
too every time I have to work with a gross, ugly old man. But I still got through it.
Hmm. Well, I need to continue shopping and catch up with the others. I hope you have fun with making him paranoid. Maybe get him to fall in a ditch.
I might just do that.
I will love to hear how that goes. It was nice talking to you.
she kind of looks you up and down, then just gives you a small nod.
I'll give her like a wave bye before walking off. Out of character. I'm imagining that all people see is just this random satyr with a blindfold just staring into like nothingness.
I
Just
can
like,
figure there's plenty of crazies in this town.
yeah, but I don't think there's any crazies that are like welly dressed just staring. I don't know where that woman was standing, but imagine it was by a wall. So Otto's just staring at a wall quietly.
With that,
That doesn't scream something's wrong with them.
we'll move over to Virtue.
Ah,
Virtue, what would you like to do? You did not choose to go with the other two to shop, if I'm correct.
yes. Going with my idea. I'm gonna quickly go to Creed. If I remember correctly, the last time we went in there, we needed like um face masks, no?
Mm-hmm.
So I know implication of this lantern. So Virgie's kind of going up to him and been like, um, I was thinking since it's now safer in there to get a proper, not horrifying look of the Hall of the Dead. Do we still need the face masks or is it just the lantern?
Technically, no, as long as you keep the lantern, but in any case you were to drop it, I would be afraid of if you didn't have one as a backup. You should still have the old one. I never took it back from you, so you can keep it. And preferably use it.
Thank you. Then I guess, yeah, I'll take the mask and I'll put it on. I believe before we rolled survivals for that, correct? Or are you gonna
You
not make me roll?
you do not need to roll.
Speaking of rolls, though, I am getting my dice ready. Scared.
What? No. Me.
Um, guess it'll hold the dead I go.
Okay. You make your way back to the ritual room, which still has a bit of blood from where you can tell Maverick was before. And you can see that the sort of back wall where Creed had to open the hallway, it actually still has that etched out frame where you can see the glow from the cracks in the wood that shows that there's still a doorway there. And next to the door on a little wooden stool, there seems to be a small little lamp made of glass with some metal and a little torch in the middle that is not lit.
I'll pick it up. Does it need to be lit?
I don't know. It's up
Oh no.
for you to choose, I guess.
Um, what? I'm going to assume, Creed would be like, "Oh yeah, but make sure I light it if you're gonna go in there," or he would have mentioned it. So I'm going to assume it will just turn on when I go in there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There isn't anything to light it with around, no?
Not anything to light it with, but there does seem to be a little latch on the back of it to where you can access the torch in the middle.
I guess I could, I have, I can produce flame. I guess I'll open up the latch and I'll try and light it.
Okay. As soon as you light it, the whole lantern seems to catch up in a flame that puffs out and reveals behind it a small little skull that's in your hand with the eyes glowing from within.
Wait, what?
The almost like a magic, let me redescribe. Almost like a magic trick. As soon as you light the normal looking lantern, it seems that the whole thing catches on fire, and leaving in its wake after all of the fire dies down just to a small little flame, it seems to have turned into a small skull of some kind with the flame inside of it.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that's good.
Do
I'm gonna
you
assume that's a good sign.
do you enter the hallway of the dead?
Yeah.
You enter the hallway and you immediately feel that just sense of coldness, stillness, dread that you did the first time has not changed. You also feel that looming threat behind your back that you did the previous time, so none of that has changed. The hallway itself hasn't seemed to have changed. You can still tell that the oldest people that have ever died in Vows are the first, and you got a ways to go to get to the very end of it, but it doesn't seem right now that there is any threat to your life other than if you turn around.
So, making a very direct note, not to turn around. I guess I'm going to be walking forward, but holding lantern question mark close to me. And I guess taking more of his time to look not behind, but as it comes, looking at the Hall of the Dead, and if there's any names that stand out to me beyond the one I already know stands out to me.
A little bit of a memory road.
Yep.
Remembering all, I was like, oh, I remember him. Oh shit, ooh, that was a bad one. Oof, ooh, yeah, her. Shit. That's really what it is, because now that you're looking at it and you know that these are people that have died in Vows, you sort of like almost want to turn your eyes away from it, not wanting to relive all of that. You again recognize Lilith and Ace as before. Roll an investigation check.
Yeah, because I was thinking about taking a better look at those two, now that I'm not mentally dying. That's gonna actually be a soft 20.
Okay. You not breaching farther past the Ace photo yet. If you wanted to investigate both of those, you can.
Yes.
Okay, let me pull something up to see if I have it still. I do! Okay. Is there anything specific that you are looking for? Like, ask me a question. What do you want to know about these two windows?
For Ace in particular, I noticed that. Do any of you. So, okay, this is more of a general question before I ask the actual question. These bodies that we're seeing that are, like, preserved and everything as places in the Hall of the Dead, are they. Do they show any sort of sign of, like, how they died, or are they preserved, like, the moment before something happened? Like, if someone was stabbed, do they have a stab wound on them versus someone who died in their sleep?
You can tell specifically of comparing your recollection, even though it's still sort of foggy in your head, of some of the murders that you have done. You Or like, okay, I remember that I strangled him to death. And you can see that though there's no markings on his body, his hands do seem to be holding on to his throat. Not like aggressively, but he does have like his hands hovering around his throat. And there's one that you cut directly through the torso and they bled out from their stomach. And you see that they're sort of like, their hands are gestured around their stomach as if they're trying to. So you can get a vague remembrance, but like if it was one that you remember that was hanged, there isn't an actual rope around their neck. But there's very vague ideas that you can definitely tell from the area.
Are there any of those sort of indicators on, say, Lilith or Ace?
Lilith, because it is closer to the beginning of the hallway, you see that Lilith is tucked into the fetal position, holding onto her stomach as if she's holding onto her pregnant stomach, even though she's not actually pregnant, in the sort of still image of her floating in this window.
Okay, that matches up.
And then Ace, his is kind of interesting, where he seems to be floating normally, staring directly out, where like other people, their eyes are closed or they're staring other places. He is staring directly through the window, and the only sign is that he is not missing an arm, and his mouth is like hung open, like his jaw is hung open.
Oh, okay, that means that. Wow. Hold on. I have. Wait, what? This is a year. Hold on, I'm scrolling. I have the year written down, and the year that he technically would have died would have been during when we were in the underground. But his arm was missing then. No, that's the wrong doc. No, this doc. I need this doc. Mm, making me go through my 24 pages of notes.
Queen, I wasn't the one to make you have that, all those.
Yeah, we forced you to do that.
Yep. Yeah, is during the end of Otto's arc and the very beginning of Harlow's arc. What? Okay. Just to confirm, since I see the year and all of that, just confirm my assumption is correct that this death would have happened by the end of Otto's / the beginning of Voldemort's, right?
It does say Ace Lightfoot, alias Ace Jurgen, died winter 1322 ACR.
1322 ACR. Okay.
Lilith Tyra, maiden name Lilith Song, died spring 1222 ACR.
Well, 22 for 2. Why'd I guess? Okay. No, okay. Not missing an arm thing is. That's throwing me off. And we're in 1323, right?
Summer of 1323. That is correct.
Huh? Wait. What the fuck? Could I? Then I don't know. I don't know what I could know. Because I'm over here like, can I roll something? And like, I don't think I physically can know anything.
Oh shit, does Virtue not have a theory in her head? Just
I am
holy
confused.
shit.
So he has like a fully. Okay, I guess another question. If there's any of the people from before that I recall, like say, I'm sure I chopped off more of an ace's limb. Did they?
Well,
A
actually,
horrible
you
sentence.
weren't the one to check.
Okay, actually I wasn't, but I'm sure that wasn't the only person that lost a limb because of me. There you go. Did they still have their limbs? Or
Just like Seer, whose neck was detached. It's their arms, their legs, they're there, but they're not attached to the rest of their body.
but Aces is attached?
That is correct. That is correct.
What the fuck?
But he might have been dead longer than you thought.
No, but that doesn't make sense because it says the year that he died. And the year that he died was after he already lost his arm.
It'd be interesting if it wasn't actually Ace that you had basically lopped the arm off of.
You're gonna make me feel schizophrenic, stop.
Sorry, Claire. It might make your character a little.
Hey, I
Sorry,
didn't.
Claire. It might make your player a little schizophrenic here.
Babe, doesn't affect me.
Considering it's her story, her going schizo might be a
What the
problem.
fuck? Okay. Mouth hung open, isn't missing an arm, and there's nothing else about him.
Is it missing an arm?
If you
Question
want
mark?
to
Whose
roll
arm do I
another
have?
investigation check, then go for it. But
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. I'm just confused. Oh, there's a better number, 22.
oh, well, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could tell that on the back of his right hand, he has a little heart symbol. Just like the Ace of Hearts cards.
I gotta write this shit down. Hold on.
Woman's about to have a fucking.
Not missing an arm.
I'm going to like be talking with her later, and she's gonna be that one office meme. But, but he's dead. But the arm was cut off ahead of time. Oh.
That was like a heart on back of which hand?
His left hand.
Left. Is it the one he's missing?
I'm not answering that question. He should know.
Okay, I've never specifically written if it was the left or the right arm.
Really? Well,
I'm pretty sure it's the right one because I think Maverick lost her left, and they were called twinsies. Remember?
you know, twinsies would insinuate that it was the same arm, but I get your logic, I guess.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we said twinsies at the fact that they were both missing arms
Yeah, I
on
think
opposite sides.
I thought it was that they're missing the same arm.
I
I
thought it
thought
was the
they
last
were.
one, to be honest.
I'm just gonna say the left is the one that's missing. I think that's what my brain is saying.
We're gonna come back later. It was the right arm, actually.
Jokes on
Imagine
you.
Claire just swaps it to the right arm just.
Now,
for me.
why would I do that? I can't think of any reason why I would do that.
Secretly writing in her notes, swap arm to left.
Anyway, I'm guessing there's nothing else I could really squeeze out of it since it's literally just a visual image.
He's wearing a nightgown, I guess.
I guess.
A nightgown? Now I'm more confused.
I think Victoria's slowly going down the mental spiral of what the fuck.
Night?
Guys, if you would believe it, this is not what this is not what Virtue came into the hall to do.
It's not, but I'm like, it's what now I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
I like to imagine Virtue was like starting to walk down, stopped at Ace, and then things started just appearing now that they were able to look, and they're like, wait a minute. Huh? This isn't right. And Virtue's just now going down a spiral mentally trying to figure out what the hell they're looking at.
It's fair. I
pulling
mean,
it
Lilith
up.
is also in a nightgown, I can say, but
That kind of makes more sense though. Unless they're all in nightgowns, so then I'm wondering what's wrong.
no.
That'd be funny.
There
They're all
are
in
some that are
nightgowns.
naked, but
Oh,
they're not all wearing the same clothes.
where is my Lilith note? Wait.
Here, I'll let you
haven't
think. Let's move
categorized.
over to Rock Crusher while you
Thank you.
sit there and
I
think.
need to think.
Rock Crusher. Like an hour
Yes.
ago, you casted Identify on that little ring that she got.
Did I? Oh wow.
Yeah, I know.
It's been
It
14 years.
it actually does seem like this little ring is magical. Very, very slightly. But it seems that there is a small little button on the inside, like right next to where the name Arena was sketched out. And it seems that you don't have to do it because you can just know from this ritual that when you press it, it sends a signal to another ring identical to it as sort of like an alarm. But there's only one ring. And it also seems that when you press on the button, it adds +2 to your stealth. Wait, mathematics. What is +2 to stealth? But that's what it does for an hour.
Oh, it doesn't really appear to have any sort of magical properties to it. It's
Oh,
a
it
pretty
doesn't?
ring, though. No. It's just a regular old ring.
Can you make a deception check?
Damn. Can I use my strength for deception?
Flex a bit.
Where is it? No. Yeah, it's gonna be a 19 though.
Okay,
For deception.
very unfortunate that you can't. I guess like arm wrestle with the lady, and the winner gets to be the one that's telling the truth. But you see that she, without even thinking otherwise, go,
Oh, well, that's okay. Not a lot of them do.
Still a very pretty ring though. I'll give you a gold piece for it.
Oh, that's very kind of you, sir.
I'll hand her a gold piece.
she very gladly takes it.
I will pocket my ring.
Be careful out there, young man. Kids these days are getting wilder and wilder. I wouldn't want to see you as a dead body on the street.
Thank you.
Of course, anytime. And if you ever need anything, just come to Grandma Evelyn and she'll give him a good whooping.
Thank you. What am I adding to my, is this a homebrew thing, or is this...
It is, I can give you the exact details of it after the session, but it's basically just, they're called the twin rings, but you only have one of them. So,
Yeah.
one of the twin rings, if you press the button, it'll signal an alarm to the other and adds +2 to your stealth for an hour. And you can do it 4 times, or a 1d4, I guess is what it would be, per long rest.
Noted. She did say she found it near the orphanage, so... I think I am going to go over to the orphanage and see if I can't maybe dig around in some dirt and try and find a second one.
Okay. You
Where's the fucking orphanage?
you know that there seems to be a few orphanages around. The biggest one is sort of off, like none of them are in the main area, like along the river. They all seem to be surrounding it on the outer edges. But you can definitely start searching for them.
I'll just stick my head back in the door and just go, which orphanage did you find this near?
Oh, it's the one close to the hospital, the one medic that we have here. It's in that direction,
And she points directly towards the building, but
like farther away from it. Go through the alleyways, you'll find it.
Thank you, love.
Of course,
I will-
dear.
I will head to the one near the hospital then.
okay. Roll a you know what? Roll another investigation check.
24?
With the help of flight, you can definitely find it very, very easily. It seems to be a lot more run down. It's pretty small compared to all of the other industrial-sized buildings around it. Similar to the graveyard, where it's like one patch of dirt, and then like all of the lots surrounding it are just massive. Like this, it's a small little cottage that has actually some, God forbid, grass around it, but it's still surrounded by 4 massive buildings. And the grass does seem to have dead bushes around it. It seems that there's some commotion. This is still an active orphanage, but you can start searching and scammering around.
Do I see any birds nearby?
You know what? You see one crow pecking at one of the bushes.
I'll just call the crow over so I can speak with animals. Like, psst, hey, crow.
You see, he looks over to you and sort of like tilts its head, confused a bit, but he does sort of jump over to you.
I'll show him the ring. Just go. Have you seen another one of these sort of rings anywhere around here?
He sort of like thinks a bit, its head whipping around, looking around, and it shakes its head yes.
If you show it, decide to give it to me, I could do you a favor.
I don't think I can, sir.
Why not?
Well, I've seen that ring, but it was on a woman, and I can't reach her.
Do you know where she is?
The last time that I saw her, she was entering some sort of building that was in a wall, putting some sort of card into a wall, and it poof became an entrance and she walked in.
Plot thickens. Could you show me where this wall is?
Yeah, sure.
As
Cheers, buddy.
he caws at you and starts taking flight.
I shall follow from the air.
Falling through the air, you can see that the rooftops of buildings are a lot more gruesome than before. There seems to be some people that were not accounted for when they were cleaning up all of the bodies off of the ground, as there are just a few dead bodies lying around. And then some people using them to light big fires to keep themselves warm, some of them are using them as sort of a canopy for the rain. It's a whole thing. But you see that the crow takes you back to the main road to a familiar spot that you've seen before. You pass the place that the pyre was lit. You even see the Capitol. You're getting pretty close to it. And it takes you to the same alleyway that the Ace of Hearts was located.
Could you describe this woman to me?
Well, as soon as she entered, her body shifted from one to another. She has silver hair. She likes to wear flashy makeup. And she always has sort of low-cut outfits going on.
Would that ring a bell for being anyone that I'm aware of?
Roll a history check.
History. There it is. 14.
The idea of shifting from one to another insinuates in your head that it's probably a changeling, and so the
Yeah.
silver hair isn't really that big of a descriptor, but the long silver hair plus makeup and low cut, the only other person that you remember seeing like that is maybe one of the performers, someone that you had met when you went backstage in the performance. But with that role, I will not tell you exactly who. But you do know that it was probably someone that you had met around that time.
Performance. Where did we see the performance? Was that?
That was in the Bonafet bar. The Ace of Hearts did a performance, and you helped them by not getting one of them being shot at by one of the audience members, if you remember that.
Oh yeah, we did. We did an Abraham Lincoln.
You did. Prevented it.
In that case, I think I'll head to the Bonafet bar then.
Okay. We will move back over to Virtue. A little bit more time to think.
I had a crisis and I scrolled through Pinterest for therapy, so I'm better now.
Right.
I think I'm not equipped with the information to try and decipher this, so I'm just going to move on. I'm thinking I did not have. Making sure I didn't have another question about Lilith. The way we do. I want to trust her story, and I don't think I can get much from that. I guess moving forward, I guess up until I reach my destination, I would be looking out for any other names that I may recognize.
Names themselves, you don't recognize anyone. Just like the general vibe of it, after Ace, they seem to just be pretty normal. up until you start seeing a bigger growth from when you know that the newer killers started joining. And then you remember the thugs that you like, you're starting to recognize people that you've actually started to work with. And then there's this big group in between when you encountered Elena in the graveyard and then went into the Ace of Spades. There is a big increase of people, close to maybe closer to 200 people, all dying around the same time and in the same sort of ways. And even after Maverick, like Maverick is not the end of the road. It's still, there still seems to be like, as you're in the hallway, it seems to grow longer with every step that you take. Like, not like torturous, like you could get to the end, but like they're just people constantly dying. But you do make your way to Maverick's window. She's on the left side, and you see that similar to Ace, it isn't similar to Ace. I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. It's not like she's floating in an air of water. Everyone else are sort of all floating in ways that you couldn't normally stand, and their bodies are sort of fluid, always moving. But just like Ace's body, how he was sort of stiff in one position looking out, so is Maverick. Maverick's body, it is almost straight up and down as if she's standing behind the window, and she's looking out the window as well, sort of in anger on her face, though her hands still seem to be wrapped around the areas that she had some of the pretty serious wounds that the fake Virtue gave to her.
And just confirm, I do see the missing arm part in her, right?
You don't see the fake limb. You do see Maverick's actual arm, but it is cut off right below the elbow, and it's not attached. But it is, the real arm is there. It's just not attached.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel like role playing everything I wrote out,
What do you mean?
especially because it would just me be yapping to myself.
No, but like that's fun. Go.
No,
You
no,
can do it.
no. I'd rather not.
It was the abridged version then.
The abridged version. Okay. Wait, let me read what I wrote.
Queen.
I had to reread.
Bruh.
Basically, when Virtue goes there, Virtue's going to stand in front of the window and begin to speak to Maverick, not having any impression that she would be able to respond or maybe even hear, but more for her own clarity. In a sense, apologize for not being able to be there. And explaining some of the events that followed, again, knowing that she wouldn't be able to respond, and ending it with saying that the only way, about how Virtue has a little bit too much of a heart when it comes to people around her dying, and that the only way for Virtue to try and get forward in the story is to let go for once, and that she will use this to help push herself forward to hopefully secure that Maverick can have a peaceful afterlife and not the hell that Drahadux is. And so everyone can have that sort of afterlife. And basically ending it with telling Maverick to rest well before moving forward.
What is your passive perception?
That is gonna be 20.
You can see that Maverick's right hand is balled into a fist, and there's a paper poking out of it. One that she didn't have the last time that you saw her, which admittedly was before you got kidnapped, but still.
Interesting. Well, I guess I'll move on
Is there
and
anything
hope that is
else?
what I think it is. I guess looking for the other bodies as well, like if there's any I recognize. Like I know I saw some of the victims from the you know, suspiciously like concentration camps. Um,
You
and
see,
and like I know we have Nux and Ray and all of that if I see them.
you see Nux, you do not see Ray. You also see Nux's mother, based off of the last name. But Nux's mom is in a window with the two other changeling victims of the pyre itself. It seems that they are still back to back the same way they were when they died. You see a big growth of changelings, including some that you had previously spoken to. Maybe you see some of the changelings that you watched perform during the performances, some of the ones that you saw dancing and playing around in the Ace of Hearts itself. You even see a few of the government workers that you saw when you went and hid amongst them all when they were talking with Adam Crane. You see some Spade members as well, based off of the symbol that is on them. You see a lot of people. You also see, at the very end of the hallway, marked still just with the summer 1322, the same time as now, you see one window that is completely full of changelings, all marked with the diamond symbol on them. In one window at the very end of the hallway, as if it had just happened. But after that, you have reached the end of the hallway.
Okay. Host Richard will leave the hallway then.
Okay. You open the door to leave the hallway. Nothing touching you the whole time. Congratulations. And you enter it, and the white light, the white glow fades back into the normal church as if you had entered the front door of the church. However, I will say, can you roll a wisdom check for me? Not a saving throw.
Oh, God.
Not a saving throw.
$18.
As you enter the door back into the actual church and all of the white light seems to fade, there's one spot that it doesn't seem to do that. It's right next to where the broken window is, and it sort of turns from a glow to a white static and start to take the shape, instead of just a ball, to that static figure that you had seen before. But we'll move over to Otto. What are you doing, Otto?
I'm thinking. I don't know what I can do at this moment. I think for now I'm gonna just keep walking around and just keep an eye on things that are happening.
Any specific destination?
Not in particular. I'm probably gonna stay like near the like any market areas to see if there's anything of interest. But other than that, I'm more kind of listening around. Might as well listen to some paranoia, see if I get any interesting information that might stick out to me. Even listening to the spirits if any start talking.
Okay. And are you staying in the sort of Sheerblade sector of Vows? Are you traveling otherwhere? Otherwhere?
I,
Other places.
I imagine I stayed there for like a good solid like 10, 20 minutes ish before I ventured out.
Okay. Can you make a perception check?
Mm-hmm. A 19.
Um, it seems, unfortunately, to be pretty quiet because of all of the rain that is going on. There's some people, but they're really just trying to run as fast as they can to get out of the rain. It's kind of calming to you to be going on this walk in said rain, just, all of the emotions are sort of just still, just like the city has stilled. There's still an underlining hostility, an underlining paranoia and tension. You can tell from all of the graffiti that won't wash away and all the posters that you keep trampling on. But there's nothing happening. It's almost like it's at a standstill because of the weather. As for the market itself, there seems to be that same trinket store that you saw Rock Crusher go into. There seems to be a place for gamblers. There's a place for this witch that's offering to read your future or something like that. Nothing, again, like I said to Rock Crusher, life changing. There's no big magic item shop or big shop. There's like a tailor, someone that's willing to make dresses and bedazzle things and make custom jewelry, all the 9 yards.
Okay.
For the spirits side of things, they don't seem to be talking to each other. The few that are just sort of mentioning like the insane amount, like they feel overcrowded and overpopulated, not the actual city, but the spirits side of things. They're like, I can't believe our realm is so overpopulated now. Things like that. And it's like, why can't Omega just let some people die? Why is they keeping all of these things to try and make Sheerblade? It's dumb. Complaining, politics, but
Fair enough.
but nothing else unless you want to search for something specific in their words. There's nothing cryptic that they're saying otherwise.
Um, I'm thinking. So far, no. Granted, it might be pain in the ass if they're getting crowded, but I can't think of anything. I'd probably just keep walking for the most part and just keep an eye out if nothing's catching my attention for now.
Okay. Then, as Otto is continuing to walk, we'll move over to Rock Crusher. Rock Crusher, the bar isn't nearly as busy as it was when there was an actual performance. It seems to be much more of a day bar that only specific types of people go into. There does still seem to be a sort of bouncer-like person at the front entrance. As you walk up, you can decide how you want to do this, but he just seems to be arms crossed, looking around, stern face, very large build. He seems that he can carry himself pretty well.
I will approach in a friendly manner. You guys open?
Just the bar. They're getting everything else ready for this banquet of sorts. It's happening in a couple days.
Okay, is any of your performers here at the moment?
Performers. Well, we don't have a performance scheduled, but you can check if you want. What's your name?
Rock.
Rock.
I was here in the past. You guys had some trouble with, I think, an assassination attempt.
He sort of squints at you a little bit. He goes, "Oh, I remember you. That was an interesting night, wasn't it? Well, you can head on in there. If you find anyone else with a gun, just go ahead and throw them out for me. You're gonna take my job."
Thanks, dude.
He gives you a little wink. Not in a flirty way, have to clarify.
Yeah.
Just a friendly way.
I figured.
Unless you wanted it.
Attempt.
Anyways, sorry.
I attempt to wink back, but it's kind of difficult with 4 eyes.
I wonder what would qualify as a wink. 2 or just 1. Who knows?
It's hard to say.
He appreciates it. He thinks it's dope as fuck.
I will head inside.
Okay. There's, again, not that many people. The bar itself, again, seems to be the only place that's open. The curtains are drawn on the stage. All of the tables and chairs have been pushed away. There is an actual bar that is still working. There's still people at it. And you can still see that there is access to the backstage area that you were at before. But there seems to be a few people at the bar, a bartender as well. They all seem to be, for the middle of the day, on a not important day, there's not that many people here.
So I'll flag down one of the bartenders. Try and get their attention.
You see there's 2, and the younger of the 2 seems to walk over to you and say, "What do you want, sir?"
I was just hoping if you could help me find someone.
Are you looking for someone?
Yeah, no, not in like they don't owe me money or anything. It's not like... It's nothing illegal.
Ah, well, that's a first. What do you need help with?
I think they might have been part of one of those performing groups that have been here before.
Like, are you talking about the sketchy ones, or there were the changelings? There were, I think, a traveling group of tabaxis came through one time. Neither of them were really appreciated, but those are the only 2 of recent times that I could think of.
I think it might be the changeling ones.
Whew.
I know. It's a bit of a rough spot at the moment.
Definitely is. If I'm one-on-one with you, we're lucky we're even in business. A bunch of people in the government wanted us to completely get rid of the bar for letting those things take the stage. If there were to be anything, then they'd probably be backstage still. They were the last ones to perform after all. But I'm just gonna have to do a weapon check to make sure you're not going to sabotage them all. I may not like them, but we're not here to kill.
I've all manner of cutting and slashing and stabbing implements. But if I promise not to use them, will that be fine?
In a city like this, I'm gonna need more than just your words.
I could leave my cat with you, just so you know I'm gonna come back.
Leave your cat. Are you playing tricks with me? I don't see anything here.
Just reach up and pull my cat out and pull Tiamat out of my cloak. Just so you know that I'm not gonna run off.
Huh, what a magic trick. I'm shocked I didn't see you up on that stage. Where are you hiding, that little thing? As he seems sort of pretty intrigued by the little cat. And then it just meows in his face. And he goes, "Oh! Such a cute little thing." Can you make a persuasion check with advantage?
Huge. Persuasion.
The Tiamat bonus.
Ooh, yeah. 9.
The cat is very, very tempting, but here, one of the strongest of your weapons. Keep it with me, I'll keep it in the back. Hold on to your cat, and then once you're done, come out and grab it. How about that? If there's even a scratch, then I'll take it out of my month's wage.
Sounds good. I'll hand him my my Dragon Slayer greatsword then.
You see that he sort of like struggles to hold on to it. He's like, "Whoa,
It's like 6 foot long.
quite the beauty you got here." As he's like sort of dragging it, and it does seem that he takes it to a back room, and he goes, "Go on ahead, lad. The door should be unlocked." As he goes, "My God, this thing is heavy."
I will head into the back then.
Okay. You open the doors to backstage. The place seems completely abandoned. The last time you were here, there was a bustling group, a big crowd of changelings, all happy with the performance that they had led, especially because there wasn't an assassination to one of them.
Huge.
But it all seems to be completely empty. There are no costumes, there are no props, there's no set pieces, there's nothing backstage. You do hear rustling of someone that seems to be in sort of like the makeup department area where you had originally met Nux and Krista the very first time. But that seems to be the only commotion. Everything else seems to be completely abandoned.
I will head over that way then.
You head in that direction, and you do see that you recognize it to be Krista, sort of with one last box as she's taken things from one of the storage areas and putting them into a box.
Does she look like she fits the description of the person the crow described to me?
I mean, pretty close. She's definitely got a low-cut sort of shirt going on, though she definitely doesn't have a chest that would match a crow going to it, but it's definitely low cut. She's definitely wearing some makeup, though it's much less, and she has long silver hair. You could be describing 14 others, but, you know, it's a named character in a D&D campaign, so...
It's an essential NPC. Sorry, rewind a bit. When was the crow creepy? The crow commenting on someone's chest.
No, there's nothing. Don't worry about it, bro. It's a crow thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, okay, real. Mm-hmm. Really true crow heads, no.
Of course.
Sort of like knock on the door. Just, excuse me.
She looks up and gets a bit startled, like, "Oh, Rock Crusher." And she sort of puts her stuff down and stands up. "Out of everyone I'd expect to see back here was not you."
Yeah, well, I've sort of been on a little side quest.
Sounds fun. I guess you could say Zai's have been too.
I will show her the ring. Let's go. A crow described a person that looked very similar to you wearing one of these.
You see that her showman smile sort of like falters a bit and her eyebrows sort of... Now where'd you find that?
I bought it from a old lady in a trinket shop. It was buried under a pile of like crap. She said she found it about 50 years ago, in an alleyway by the orphanage near the hospital.
Huh.
Do you have the other one?
Not anymore. But I did.
Plot thickens more.
Well, I technically still do, but...
Would you care to elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, that depends. You want me to spill all my life story or just where the ring is?
The Ringers, but with a bit of context.
Fine. That
Like half and half, you know.
that
Cliff Notes.
ring belonged to Arena. She
does
and
say
I were
on it.
friends back in the same orphanage. I had a matching one that has my name on it too. She helped me through a lot. Through my transition, through that whole orphanage setting. It was fucking awful. But after she disappeared, I couldn't come in contact with her anymore. And every time I'd see it, I'd get real upset. I thought that she still had it. That would have made me believe that she was alive more and more, but seeing as it was just randomly thrown outside the orphanage, I don't have high hopes, I guess.
So, do you know where your one is?
Yeah, it's back in the hot. It's in a box that I keep under my bed. But I don't sleep too much anymore because of everything going on. But if you really wanted it, I could get it. Better be useful in the hands of someone else than sitting collecting dust.
Really glad you suggested that, because it would have felt really weird asking for you to just give it to me after when you told me that, but yes, it would be really useful.
Ah, it's okay. It was, 50 years ago? I know that I look great for my age, but it's been long enough that it's time for me to move on. Will you be at the ball happening here in about 2 days?
Yeah, I believe we will be.
Right.
I might be not wearing my face, though, so...
Don't worry,
For
I don't
Seagull.
think anyone
Like-
will be.
It's Masquerade Ball. Gotcha, very funny.
List of Masquerade Ball and just it's a shitload of changelings, what you expect them to do. I know that I like the way that I look, but not everyone does.
Yeah, I'll be here in a couple of days.
Right. Well, I can get the ring for you, and then hand it off during the ball.
Do you want anything in exchange? Do you...
Having it off my hand is enough. But if you find any information about where Arena might be, don't tell me either. But if you find her, that's enough for me. Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
I will keep my ears peeled.
Mm-hmm. You're doing good things, Rock Crusher.
Oh, I do try.
I can tell. All of us knows what you did for the Pyre, and all of the changelings appreciate it.
Thank you. You can't tell, but I am blushing slightly.
Well, under all that red, I just say you're blushing all the time. I mean, how couldn't you? That was a joke. I'm not that too much of an egotistical person.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, I'll see you in a couple of days then.
Mm-hmm. See you then, Rock.
I will go and collect my sword.
The sword. You see that the other bartender is speaking in a little baby voice, trying to give Tiamat everything that he possibly can. All of it, you know that Tiamat doesn't like, but he's just like, oh, come on, and just look at here. Oh, he's such a cute little thing, as he's very distracted. You can decide whether Tiamat loves the attention or hates him, but he's definitely giving her all the attention that she could ever want.
And say Tiamat simply just, doesn't really care for it, but it's ambivalent, she's very disinterested.
She gives a bit of a yawn, but then as soon as you walk back over, she perks up again and then stands up as you walk back over to the bar. And
Come on, go.
you see, she gives you a meow and then hops back into your cloak, disappearing. And you see that everyone at the bar sort of like gives you a little bit of a clap. It's like, whoa,
That was a cool magic trick, dude.
Yes, yes, it was. I'll hand my cloakroom ticket for my sword.
The barkeep drags it and he hands it over to you. Not a scratch, even though I did drop it a few times. Nothing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Have a good day, sir.
You too. Shall head back out into the streets.
Okay. And with that, we will head back over to Virtue in the church.
Uh-oh.
Virtue.
Yes.
I need to put my phone on the charger. Well, I won't explain the whole thing again, even though it was a pretty dope explanation the first time. But you see the static man looking at one of the windows.
Is like Lilith or Creator or
Nope.
okay. You know what? I guess Virtue will slowly start walking up to him.
Hold on.
Okay.
I had to get my charger.
The way she just walked away. Hold on. Wait right there. Like we're gonna go somewhere.
Okay. You start walking over to the static man as he is looking up at the glass, which now is just a big tarp that is currently getting wet from all the rain outside. It does seem that he notices you, but sort of just like shakes it off and continues to look at the window.
Just since before I saw him collapse, I wanted to do a little bit of a look over him. Does he look any different?
If anything, roll an investigation check. I had to think about that one.
Oh, yeah. There's only a 17 this time.
When you saw him collapse, you could see that he was bigger, like older. But now he seems to be less matured, is the best way. The shoulders are less broad, the muscles are less defined. He didn't have defined muscles, but a lot more boyish than like a man. Still older than teenage. Still, you're basically the same height as you, but he's not as old.
Still missing a limb?
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
Bless you. Oh, so he's just looking at the tarp. Yeah, I'm curious. That one time I tried touching him, do I still have that mark?
It seems to have slowly healed over.
Oh god, I know what I want to do, but I'm scared to do it. I know my idea, but... I don't know, Ari, should I do it?
Yes.
Should I do the... Yep. Okay. Going with my theory from before, I'm going to, take off the... Is there anything around me that I could, like, place, say, a necklace on and not... It still be in reach of me?
Well, there's the
Like a
floor.
windowsill.
There's the windowsill of that the mural used to be attached to, yeah. The tarp is covering it, but it's still like flat enough to where you could put something on it.
I will put it there. I am going to prepare basically an action to lunge for it if anything was to happen, because that is my lifeline. But I'm going to offer my hand to him.
Which hand?
What was the hand I used before?
You used your...
I think I was always mirroring him, so
Yes.
if he's missing his left, then I would have been my right.
You hold out your hand to him, and he does turn to look at you. And he does mirror your movements. And as you both get closer to each other, you don't feel that pulsating feeling that you did before. Instead of you being unable to touch each other without hurting each other, you see that both of your hands phase through one another. But it does not hurt.
How does he react to that?
You see that he sort of like holds there for a second and then recoils his hand, and you hear a slight, huh, coming from his direction.
I first should be like a little confused, actually hearing something from him, and just be like, "Hi."
With that, he takes a step back and sort of holds his hand close to his body, looking at you. Hello?
Oh my gosh, you could hear me.
You can hear me. I can hear
Yes.
you.
Who does this sound like? I have to know.
She's finally lost it.
I have to
She's
know.
gone
Who does
crazy.
this sound like?
It does sound like Ace.
Okay. Well then. Hello. Um.
Who are you?
Sorry about. You can call me Virtue.
Virtue.
Yes.
Well, Virtue. You see as he gets a little bit more confident, not as recoiled as before. What are you, Virtue?
I'm an elf.
An elf? I don't remember elves looking like that. As he's sort of gesturing to your body.
And okay, humor me for a second. Do I look like Static to you?
Damn racist ghost.
Static is in just a big blue blob that is flashing in and out, I guess.
Interesting. Okay, but you look like a bunch of static to me.
I know today's not my best, but please, I'm not static.
No. It's just like how I don't normally look like a blue blob flashing in and out. I'm sure you don't look like static. I think we're on different times.
Different times.
Well, to put it lightly, that window, and Birch is going to point to it. Do you see a window or a top?
It's the critical reset mural. I see it.
See, all I see is a big top over it because it's been broken.
Oh. That's quite unfortunate. It's a pretty beautiful mural.
I agree, I got to see it before it was broken.
Okay, so if we are in different times, should we move this? What year is it?
So it's 1323, right?
That is correct, that is
Get
correct.
it?
Okay, good. 1323.
Huh,
And for you?
I guess I have no way to confirm or deny whether you're telling the truth or not. But the last time I checked, it was 1316.
And it seems we have to take a choice word for it, and that you're in the past and I'm in the future.
Huh. So I'm not going crazy. Or maybe this is proof that I am going crazy.
Oh, trust me, I've seen crazy. You're not crazy.
You've seen me.
Yes.
I don't even know if I should ask what I'm like now. Should I ask what I'm like now?
You are very cunning. Think through. You come up with very elaborate schemes, in a good way. You've tried to make a safe place for changelings, but it hasn't quite gone to what you planned.
Have I recovered from, my loss yet? My husband?
I'm not sure. I haven't quite seen how you process that grief. Don't think you've ever trusted me in that way.
Huh.
In this time.
That's fucking unfortunate. Be dealing with it much better now if I'd figured it out then. You just told me.
But I am sorry for your loss.
It's fine. We had a rocky time. It hasn't been too long since then, but the older that I get, the more I mature and the more I realize it was wrong, but still loved him, so
What was your husband's name?
his name was Virgil. Virgil Jurgen. I took his name.
I see. I did find a grave with that name around here. It all makes sense now.
Huh. I thought I did a good job of keeping it secret. Maybe I should hide it better.
Oh no, I think it's fine. No one would find it unless they were looking for it. And I wasn't looking for it. I was looking for something nearby it.
What were you looking for? Virtue? I mean, I just told you everything that's going on with my life right now. I know that you're an elf. That's about it.
I have done some terrible things in my life, and I'm here to try and I'm not going to say redemption because I don't think I could ever redeem from what I have done, but I'm here to try and stop some things in the future that are going to happen that could spell the end for all of us. You, me. And I want to prove I can do good. And I want to help these people. So it's what I'm doing now. I was looking for a secret, I guess you could say an organization, a base, a little club of people that were hiding underground. And it was put right by the grave, the entrance.
Well, that's awfully vague and cryptic, but
If you're in the past, I don't think I want to worry you too much.
I guess that makes sense. What are you, a paladin? You're so righteous and worthily. That's not to be offensive. I mean, ugh. As in, you seem very lawful, I guess.
I'm a cleric, not a. And I guess with a bit of rogue to it. I'm not all that righteous. It's just you seem so young now. I don't think I
Young?
want you at this point to worry.
Look, I've been through plenty of life, trust me. I may just be 21, but please. 21's a lot of time.
It definitely is a lot of time.
I mean, I learned how to sing before I learned how to walk. Learned how to shit before my first words even came out.
That's quite impressive.
Most people do that, yeah.
Sorry, I'm hearing a voice in the back of my head that's making me want to punch him in the face. My bad.
Interesting, interesting.
Very adds to the lore, adds to the lore. But
21 is plenty of life to live. But I think just in my personal thing, I wouldn't want you to worry too much about something that's going to happen in about less than 10 years in the future. Right? Is that math?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
It was so. 1323 minus 1316 is, you know.
Yeah, so about man, that would be 9 years? No, wait.
7, I think.
7?
Yes, 7.
7. 7 years. Right. Yep, something happening in 7 years from now. Trust me, it's a lot to think about.
I guess that makes sense. It's just not so much fun, but
I think you should have all the fun you can now.
I try.
There is not a lot of it in the future.
I mean, it definitely doesn't help whenever I'm trying to go about my daily life and then all of a sudden this weird staticky figure just pops in out of nowhere, but at least I can talk to you now.
Hey, I don't quite choose when I pop up. I think it's more of a same place at the same time, but different times. I don't know.
Sounds like something that I don't want to bore myself with doing.
You didn't change much.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
You've probably changed too much. I don't know. I'm sure if I were to have known you now, then I probably would be just as confused. Maybe even more. Ooh, maybe you're even more righteous. You think that what I'm doing is just so horrible, trying to get me into a church or something.
Oh,
Fuck, I'm
no,
already
that-
in one. God damn.
No, no. I wouldn't. Knowing myself back then? Ooh, I don't want to know what I'd be doing. I think I was worse than you.
Hey, all of us have done plenty of crystal meth off of someone's body for a lifetime. I'm sure it's nothing.
Hmm.
Oh, that was out of left field.
Yep. No, you haven't changed much.
What? It's
That's
how you get by. I mean, I don't enjoy it,
well.
but it gets the job
Well,
done.
now I'm really going to sound righteous, but make sure you don't do too much. All right?
Oh,
Sneak up
right,
brain.
just as I shouldn't let the people that I work with handle knives around my throat. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I suppose
I'm sorry?
knife play is. I wouldn't be surprised if that was common around here. Um,
More than you
maybe make sure
think.
they're dull.
Ugh, but dull knives. It's the same as, like, I don't know, a stick that doesn't poke you the right way, you know? Oh, I do have a question. In the future, is there sort of a better technique than to, just find random hookers off the side of the road? Do people actually, like, I don't know, go to places to buy them instead?
Um, I'm. I've seen a fair share of brothels and sort of high-end clubs that.
Brothel. Brothel. It's
You need
interesting.
to spell it for you.
Oh, do not ask me to spell anything. And don't spell, it's not going to work. Never went to school. Well, good to know that there'll be some more safety in play next. In, what, 7 years?
Definitely.
Are you going to keep showing up now that I've seen you a lot? Or I guess I'm
I don't
talking to
know.
you now.
Oh, no, I know how to talk to you. Um, I suppose whenever I show up, I'll show up. Again, I don't really control it. I was just coming back from a journey and saw you.
Well, let's hope that it's at the right time. There was one time that I was posing as this. What was it? It was this weird, strange, obese fellow, and I was trying to get him executed. And then you showed up, and I got so confused that I almost actually lost. I had to run away. That was very unfortunate.
What happened in that cell? If that's not too touchy.
Eh, you know, I had plenty of stories. I'm sure it was nothing. I survived, obviously.
Yes, but I'm all. I mean, I can't really. I'm not going to scold you or anything if you think I'm so righteous. Just, I'm more curious what you ended up drinking.
Drinking. I haven't drank anything. Unless it's some, I don't know, some booze from a bar, but.
We were in a cell and you were sort of
A cell?
hyping. Oh, I think it was. At least it was a cell for me. I'm not sure if it was one for you. But you were in this place and you were sort of looking at something as if it was disgusting, and then you drank it and fell over.
Well, I mean, I've tried plenty of strange drinks from strange people, but I don't remember seeing you in any of them.
Perhaps you don't remember it then.
I mean, I have a pretty
Maybe it's for the
good
better. It
memory.
seemed disgusting.
It sounds like it was. Eh, who knows?
Well, I'm not sure when I'm going to see you again. I'm not sure even of how long you remember it, but I guess all I say is, be careful.
Thank you, Virtue. I will try. I guess I could say the same to you, wherever you are. You seem to be the quite curious person, always trying to get close to me those times, but just don't go too far, I guess.
Don't worry, I've always paced myself.
You see that
Especially because you'll run away from me most of the time.
you see that he sort of like looks at you. There's still no facial features, but like he reaches his head forward as it's like a confused sort of like head turn. But you see that starting from the feet, it's starting to dissipate. And he's like, running from you. Gosh, we must have a interesting Have I tried to do anything with you before? As he shrivels away.
I'm putting the necklace back on. Yep, that necklace is going straight back on.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm really curious if Ace is gonna remember this.
That's gonna be fucking hilarious. You know, I just really vivid. It'd be funny if you thought it was a vivid ass dream too. You know, Virtue, like, say you guys were at a bar for some reason. You know, Virtue had this really random ass dream, you know, when I was younger. I thought you were a static blue blob. So weird. And you're sitting there like, that right. Good for you, Ace. Good for you.
But with that, I will open it back up to all three of you as to if there's anything else that you all would like to do.
Okay, sorry, I heard someone shouting outside my apartment for a second. That confused the fuck out of me. I think if I can't find anything after taking the walk around, then I'm probably gonna go back to the church.
Okay. I will say that other than more propaganda and more people just being paranoid as always, you don't see anything else of note.
Alright.
I think Virtue is gonna want to try and find Lilith to tell her what happened.
Okay. And then Rock Crusher, what? Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I think I'll also head back towards the church.
Okay. Virtue. You search the church, oh my gosh, a little bit, and you see that while Creed is working on something up on the second, what the fuck is it called? It's not bleachers. The second audience, like, you have to walk up, there's more like leveled rise seating. God, I'm struggling with words today. Balcony seats, that's what it is. They're sort of sitting there together working. Creed writing something down, those not looking at his paper, and then Lilith, who has decided to stick with her normal, actual humanoid form instead of the little fire sitting next to him. That is where you find both of them. And I'll say that around the same time as you're talking with them, Otto and Rockrusher, you both make your way back to the church around the same time. But Virtue, what would you like to do?
Am I now up there with them, or
you see them? You see that they're up there.
I guess if I know how to get up there, then yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, there's a staircase in the corner, a spiral one that goes up to a higher seating.
and I'll go for there.
Okay. You make your way up there, and Creed, though not looking at you, he says, "Oh, hello, Virtue." And Lilith turns to look at you as well.
So, remember that static person I mentioned before?
Of course.
So, I might have just confirmed some things. I do believe it was Ace from the past.
You see that Lilith's jaw sort of drops a little bit, and then she looks over to Creed, and then, really? Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yes. I took a bit of a risk. I was apprehensive to do it, of course, but I ended up taking off the necklace you gave me, and it made it that I could hear him. And we actually had a conversation.
Creed stops writing, and he goes, "Virtue, you know that's dangerous."
I do.
Talking with those things is not very safe.
When nothing happened, I can note that for next time.
Lilith sort of mumbles to herself, "We'll see if there's a next time." As Creed sort of like gives her a bit of a look with his head. "I'm sure you'll get plenty of information out of him next time, Virtue."
What's that look for?
What look? I didn't give a look. I can't see, I don't have eyes. I have one, but
Oh my god! Look, I'm not very good at lying either.
It's
And
a
I'm pretty
lie.
sure I got that from you.
That's a massive lie.
I'm sure you got that from your mother. I hide things very well. Of course you do.
I think
Oh,
Virtue's
that's
gonna
right.
look at Lilith.
Get a load of this guy. Anyways, that look, I didn't lie, that look was not for you.
I know it wasn't for me, but I'm still very confused.
Well, when you spoke with the static creature, what time did he say it was?
Shit, wait, he said 1316, right?
Yes.
1316.
So you're the one in the future and he's in the present. Well, I am not very well versed in this type of spirit. I haven't seen it before, neither has Lilith. But we do know that for one, it's chronological, and for the other, it's not. The times of when it happens is completely random in my head, completely sloppy and ignorant way to do anything with spirits, but ever since Omega was the one in charge, they've started to pop up more often. It's dangerous because I have no idea how it works. I have no idea why it chooses those people, how they're connected, when they show up, how dangerous it is, how it changes the one in the past, how it changes the one in the future. It's all a mess.
Oh. I guess I'm going to find out then.
Yeah, just remind me to stay a little bit farther away. Lilith, shut up. I'm sure that you
You know
won't
what?
die from it.
You know what? I'm gonna. Well, what is Lilith insinuating here? I want to insight check her. I need a confirmation.
What? Just remind me to stay a little bit farther away.
An insight checker.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, me. Um, what's my additive now? Okay,
Oh God.
it's gonna be 29.
She's telling the truth. She's not scared of you, but she does want to
No, I
stay
mean, what
away.
is she like? What's the insinuation? Is what I was saying.
That she wants to keep farther away from you.
Okay, now you're avoiding.
Bitch, how the fuck are you supposed to tell the implications based off of the way someone said it in their body language?
I have done that before. Like, you could tell if someone's over here, like, oh, better stay away from there, or like, ooh, better stay away. You know, like, there's difference.
Okay, she said it more of like, oof, then I better stay away.
Okay. Um, why would you be staying away then?
Yes, why, Lilith? Creeple's confused. I don't know. We don't know anything about them. Maybe it harms other spirits being around it. Just a theory.
Weren't you around me when it came around and you told me it wouldn't hurt me? You were right there.
Yeah, I
You're the one that told me it wouldn't hurt me.
wasn't
Wow.
I? You know, it's like in children when if they fall and you don't give a reaction to it, then they won't start to cry, you know? So if I just pretended like I was fine with it, then, I'm sure everything would have been fine. And it was. It was. It was. It was.
As a character, I love Lilith, but that logic is slightly flawed. I hate to break it to her, but that is
What?
a
I never
little
got to see my
flawed.
children grow up, okay?
I feel like there's a difference in between, you know, getting hurt and not showing a reaction so the child doesn't freak out, and, letting the child possibly touch a hot stove.
You see, she like holds up her hand. It's like, but you didn't freak out. Lilith. I promise you, Virtue, that no harm will come to you, but physically. You won't catch on fire. I don't think Lilith will burst into flames. I guess actual flames, not spiritual ones. But we just don't know anything about it. We don't know if you'll see it again. We don't know why. We don't know what would happen if you were to interact with it more. So just be careful.
I will be, and I suppose I'll update you on how it affects a person in the past, and I'm sure I'll be seeing Ace soon, and they... I did tell them my name. Well, only the first name, but... So I guess we're going to see if they recognized my name.
I'm sure that will have no influence. I'm not one to be a philosopher. I deal with the facts. So this is not my group of how going into the past would affect the present or the future. It's too much for my head to handle.
I just keep it very vague. I am seeing that they were in the past, but
Probably for the best.
yes. Oh, is that my party members I hear coming into the church?
Knock, knock, knock.
Be careful, we don't want rock crusher coming through the other glass fucking ceiling.
God. All you hear is
God damn it, rock crusher! What did I say? Don't go through the other one.
I phase through the wall next to you.
next to me.
Yeah. I can walk through walls, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's true.
it depends on where they are. Can you imagine how many walls you have to face through? Just.
I can
That's
imagine
for
he just like
that's for
slowly
round.
rises from the floor.
Yeah, I snuck in, went to the undercroft, and then just flew up through the floor.
You
Could have used
see,
that one. That's one to use actually sometime. That'd be a really cool move.
would you like to do that, Rock Crusher?
I would like to do that. Yes, I'm
As
going to
you're
face.
Virtue, as you're speaking with Creed and Lilith, you see rising from in between both of you just a dragon form taking shape and rising up from the wooden floors, blocking your vision from Creed and Lilith.
It's like a shadow version of me, and then just sort of solidifies.
Virtue
There's a
probably
audible
nearly kicked
popping
your head,
sound.
but didn't.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello.
Where did you come from?
Okay. Also, just not even face. There's a door. This is the ender pearl sound. Door opens.
yeah,
This is what we're using Dimension Door for, folks. This is important.
Uh, that
you know,
shit's funny. I
I'm
can't.
trying out I'm workshopping some stuff. You know, doors.
Okay.
Doors are just they're a bit gauche. Yeah. You know, I could use this one. It'd be pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. If my heart was still
I would
beating,
be
it'd probably
comfortable with
skip
that.
a little bit. That was good.
I would be more wary with that
I
when
give
I
Lilith a
almost
high
kicked you in the
five.
head.
You give her a high five and her hand faces right through yours, but you still get the vibe.
I make my hand a little bit ethereal just before.
Oh, perfect. It's a nice dap up. Very nice.
Huge. What were we saying? Yeah, had a very productive day. You know, a little side quest. Found this ring.
Creed and
It's
Lilith
very
excuse
lovely.
themselves.
What is the ring made of? You said it was like a whitish metal.
Yes.
Would I be familiar with what kind of metal that would be?
Make a survival check.
Bear with. I think I can use my strength for that one.
How the fuck? Your brain works harder.
I can, yes. Survival.
Right.
Give me a 26.
Right. It seems to be a sort of marble.
Oh. So it's stone then, not metal.
Yeah, it seems to be.
It's a magic ring. Got the it's a pair ring. It works as like an alarm spell. Do I know if it functions like the alarm spell, or I can make it do an actual noise, or just like a mental sort of alarm?
Through your identify, you would know that it's sort of a mental alarm just to the wearer, where it rings and you can give it whatever noise you want, but it'll just be heard by the wearer, the other
Crazy
wearer.
frog.
A frog croaking sound. Yeah.
No, crazy frog.
Right. The crazy. God damn it. Maybe I shouldn't have let you choose.
Okay, yeah, it's just a little ding noise then. The other one belonged to Krista, so I tracked her down, and she has agreed to give me the other one when we go to the ball. So it's got some good potential for communication.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, that's certainly a good find.
It's been quite a productive day, yes.
And how about you, Otto?
I didn't really do too much. walked around, listened to some. Sorry, I was reading what Victoria had sent me in PMs.
Ooh,
Right.
sneaky.
I sent the same exact thing to you, Claire.
Oh,
Sorry, not
just
sneaky
rockers who
today.
doesn't get to know, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn, imagine.
Oh,
I
well,
didn't think he
that's
cared though.
fine.
uh, nah, never mind. Uh, just did some mild shopping, walked around. It's a lot more calmer in the rain than it is whenever it's not. But other than that, I didn't really do too much. Just, just walked around, got some rope, got some other stuff.
At least you had a calm day and you had a successful one.
Had a character as calm as it could be, besides having to deal with a man who was just trying to yoink you.
Well, you didn't mention that
I
part.
know, I know, but I don't think it needs to be mentioned. Cause can you imagine that? Oh yeah, I also like almost got grabbed by a random dude, but don't worry about it.
He just
The
wanted you to
dude's
take
being
the rope,
haunted
bro.
by
You skittered away like a rat.
who threw away like a rat, and also is being haunted by a prostitute. Now that's a story.
That is a story.
Can you imagine? Watch, I'm gonna tell this like later down in the weeks, and everyone's gonna be like, "When did this happen?" Oh, when I took that said what I said was a relaxing walk. They're like, "Why didn't you just tell us that? That wasn't relaxing. you you almost
I'm
got
sure
like a
it's,
nap.
I'm sure it's fine.
Not the first time." Which is not something someone should be saying. Not the
Give
first time I've
Virtue
been
a heart
nabbed.
attack.
Honestly, it's probably best Otto does not tell Virtue the shit that just went down back then. I don't think at that point anyone would trust Otto to be by themselves again.
I'm surprised you guys trusted Virtue to go into the Hall of the Dead by herself. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you
We
didn't
didn't know
tell
you were
them
going to
before they
go.
left.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, we didn't know you were going into the Hall of the Dead before, we dipped. But still,
Alright,
anyways,
alright.
back into character, people.
Mhm.
I guess, have you done anything interesting to note? 'Cause it seems like you've stayed here today.
Yes, I did stay here. I decided to visit Maverick's place in the Hall of the Dead.
Oh,
Just
are you okay?
yeah, no, I'm fine.
Side eyes.
What?
I don't know, the last time it just
I didn't have a
didn't
panic
go.
attack.
I still had to ask to make sure.
That was embarrassing anyway, but
It's not
and
embarrassing to go through something.
and then when I got back,
Really?
there was that did I mention to you both the static figure before, or is that something I completely forgot to tell you?
I've seen it with you.
You mentioned it in passing.
What you saw it also.
Yeah, remember?
Vaguely. I
Wow.
ended
Okay.
up you've known you know I have problems with this.
I thought you were getting better with it.
I am.
Such a
Anyways,
powerful voice on your
didn't realize that this was question Virtue's decisions hour, and apparently her memory and everything else. But
Sanity.
Continue, please.
saying is that I ended up speaking to the static figure. I found a way
Oh.
to talk to it.
What conversations did you have with it? Do you know who it
Apparently,
is?
it's Ace
What?
from years ago.
How,
About 7 years ago.
how does that work?
You know, I'm going to find out when I see Ace again and see if they know my name from somewhere else now. From a staticky blue blob that goes in and out, because apparently that was what I was.
Huh. Well, I guess we'll find out. Um, hmm. That's interesting.
Very. I also found out it's the necklace that keeps me from being able to touch and speak to them. But only risk to it is that Creed knows absolutely nothing about that form of spirit work. So apparently, I am completely in the dark here. I don't know what is dangerous, what is not. If I'm going to regret my decisions.
I mean, everyone's done things they regret. You won't know until you do it.
I'm
Could be
just
the
hoping
best
it's
thing.
not a very um consequential.
Well, you have us to
Whatever
back
happens.
you up. I don't think we decided any reassuring to that. The way Virtue was just like, no reassurance. Okay.
I didn't even pick up what you said. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the fuck?
We
Your
will back
voice
you
still,
up
it
no
still
matter what.
felt, I still felt it. You went, I
Yeah,
felt it.
we. Yeah, I want to say like, damn, like, sorry for saying we're gonna back you up no matter what happens. Like,
No, I was like stammering because I didn't know what you said.
Jesus Christ.
That was my.
You guys
Okay,
continue
I thought it
talking.
was.
I will be right back.
I thought you were talking as Virtue. I was like, damn. Okay then, don't trust.
No, I literally didn't hear what you said. I was sitting there like,
I thought you were doing it as Virtue. I was like, okay, ow.
sorry.
Like, I know I'm not the best person, but I'm not the worst. No, I probably am the worst. Oh, I also got the statue of Quinn.
Ooh,
I wasn't robbed. It was just so I guess Old Man Pete
may
left
I see?
the. Oh yeah, sure, sure. Like oh, it's like rumbling through and just kind of like pulls it out. It was kind of. You remember back when the whole mountain thing happened?
Yes.
I think it's when he was starting to transform. I think this is a more of a completed version of that. Not obviously fully done, but more fully like progressed. More progressed basically.
I see.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, it looks kinda cool. For someone who is insane and probably does crack, Old Man Pete has some pretty good handiwork. Granted, there's some blood on it, but he's a
Good.
crackhead, so I'm not too shocked. Yeah, see, like I was like gonna point to the stain of blood, like yeah, right there.
I hope he's alright. In this sort of
I
place, he could have been jumped.
considering how Old Man Pete is still pretty fucking magical, I think he'll be okay. Like I've seen Old Man Pete do some interesting things. I think he'll be fine.
I suppose.
If he can live the underground after it's collapsed, he'll be fine.
Uh, Claire.
Yes, ma'am.
Since I've been shown this figure. Is this close to that one time that I saw him
No, say
like
everything
appear
that
into
you
this?
just said again because I was gone, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying is, Virtue was just shown the statue of Quinn, and from what you
Ah,
explained all the way in the past was the spikes and the ears and his turning into a furry.
yes.
And I recall from what one of the most recent versions of Quinn I've seen, there was some of that going on. So I was saying, basically, was the resemblance there?
Make a history check.
Meow. Meow. What's my history? Math. 18.
You are correct that it was definitely to a lesser degree, but you do recognize specifically like the hands and the back. You can like see his spine poking out. It definitely seems similar. Doesn't have he didn't have a shaft in either times. Have to emphasize it. Where did it go?
I was going through it.
I know. It's horrifying.
I thought he did have his shaft that one time, but he was limping.
Yeah, he will. It. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Is that the same? Okay.
It's not the same.
I'm sorry. Touchy subject.
I know it's touchy for me.
The poor man.
How's he supposed to live without his shaft? I don't even remember. I know that it has 3 parts and they're all named something different, but I don't remember their names.
Damn.
The ball, the shaft, and the tip.
There you go.
Up all the shaft. Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
close enough.
I love that.
It was quite literally what was said. I remember that because we kept making jokes about it.
Hey, that sounds what I did. So I'll just believe you.
Anyways,
I mean, fun fact, swords are supposed to, in, like, magic and staffs in magic normally do represent the male genitalia, so...
Okay, under what fucking
Random
facts are you getting this from? I've never heard.
This is like arcana, like
No,
magic.
this is
like
random.
actual real world magic.
What the hell? I'm looking this up. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, no, look at like the sword symbolism in a lot of like magic. A lot of times it is
Shush, keep
supposed to
talking.
represent that.
I think there's an argument to be made for that, of sort of the correlations between weaponry and a masculine identity, but I think saying that a sword represents a penis is a bit of a stretch.
If you look
Just
into
my-
like Celtic.
Let's go to
magic
Central
and everything.
Washington University. They have a whole PDF on this. You
Whoa.
guys keep talking.
Let's do some research.
It's called The Ick of It. I don't know how much I should trust this.
I'm trying to remember what represents the female part.
You should try to remember where the fuck you heard that from.
Shield?
No, not a shield. There's specific. There's something specific.
I don't know if I should look that up.
A mace?
No, a mace.
It's boob shaped.
Right.
that'd be something.
Ooh. What if understood as a phallic symbol? Okay.
Yeah, phallic.
What the fuck?
Yup.
No, this is actually not connect. The whole line is, if understood as a phallic symbol, that the sword can be read as her ability to procreate without any male assistance. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Oh, if so, its theft and the death of the Grendel mothers highlights the large cultural anxiety about birth rates within culture of violence, underscored by a lack of children or pregnant women in the poem. And the poem Grendel's Mother.
It's a poetic analysis disregard.
Oh, damn. Literary analysis? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so basically, if you look into like tarot as well, just to go into it, the sword is a phallic symbol, and normally it's the swords and the wands are considered male in like magic because I mean, sword, the wand, long stick,
Right,
you know.
sure.
I'm trying to remember what is the. I know there is specifically a woman's one. What was
I could look at a PDF called Mrs. G's Penis. Oh, I can't access it. Fuck!
I'm sorry, the mention of a tarot cards reminded me of the funniest image of all times.
God.
general.
The Yonic symbol. Oh.
What the
Yonic symbol.
God. I shouldn't
basically
be
like
laughing
conch
at
shells.
that. That's so conch shells? Oh,
Like roses, a conch shell.
like the one from Sponge. Yes.
The magic.
The magic conch from SpongeBob. It does have a female voice.
It's why in a lot of so say like in Christianity when they have like the Mary, how she always has like that oval around her, that's actually supposed to represent a woman's genitalia.
Oh, Jesus.
Just so you guys know.
In the painting Birth of Venus, she is seen emerging from a
Oh, yeah.
clam shell or something, an
Yeah.
oyster shell.
That's another one, oysters.
So yeah, I suppose you could make the argument for it.
This is a really bad quality photo, but it shows it.
It shows
Especially that
what-
middle one. Here, I'll put it in. You know, I'm gonna put it in our bestow information, and I'll send it personally too. Because I don't think I want to put that in the server and have some random person look and be like, "What the fuck
If
are
you
they
put it in the
talking about?"
if you put it in the D&D World 1, I don't think anyone else can access it.
I'm just gonna put it here, and then like
Pussy.
you can.
Sorry, that was mean.
I'm putting it here. I sent it to you too.
Oh, in the group chat
the
that I'm not a
hell?
part of? Yeah.
Yeah, you told us to make it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm seeing it.
So yeah.
Anyways, is there anything else that you would like to do in character before we take the
I think I'm
curtains
good.
down of our dress rehearsal? See what I did there? Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Applause.
Thank
Applause.
you.
Wait, is there clapping?
I think there is.
I'm not going to be able to
where
hear
is
it. I
it?
have stream remote on, so I see it though. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
That was very nice.
Anything else from anyone?
That's it. Besides probably doing another round of learning about this blindfold from Cree or Lilith, whoever is available.
So we do kind
Yeah,
of still
sometime.
go and get clothes sorted.
Yes. Which will just be you sending pictures before we start so that we don't spend an hour and a half finding pictures for what you guys are wearing.
I want you to help me find what
Sensible.
I'm gonna have Richie
God.
wear.
Damn it.
Wait, I want to join in on this.
God damn it. Well, then I guess we will put the ball. I henceforth announce that the Solitaire Ball will be happening next session. Who the fuck cares? Okay, end session. Boom.